I messed it. Hi, it's Mitch from PickDogs.com. I'm here with the Puck Dogs. As you can see, I'm on the road. I would never pick these curtains out in my house. That's for damn sure. A little dark here for me. And you guys even saw the wall tone in my videos. Super dark. It's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like a 70s theme or something. Maybe early 2000s or something. Maybe going on. But, yeah, you guys have seen my house. We've walked around. I'm kind of like a clean lines kind of guy. This is more like a... I don't know, cigar room type environment, you know. It's not my stogie. Speaking of stogies, I got the Puck Dogs with me. We're back on the ice today, and Rod is going to have hot water in a little while. He's been living without, so we will. He's got a hard finish time. So if he cuts out at the end of the show, he's just going to. We'll just figure it out at the time, but we don't have a lot of games today, so we're going to make it pretty quick. Chris decided to stay in Vegas an extra day. I didn't get to see him last night. I'll tell you, I picked out this hotel because it got good reviews on the internet, and the actual internet is good. It's just the upload on the internet, which is something that not a lot of people use. It's only people that upload like YouTube videos and stuff is really slow. And it's a problem. So I'm going to try and figure it out. If not, I might do a few less videos over the next 3 days. Not something I really want to do, but we'll figure it out. Or I'll just stagger out the, I'll do some at night, and then I'll have to redo some in the morning. And I'll just continue to do them throughout the day, I'm going to shoot them all at the same time. But I'll just load them up as I can. I don't know how late I could stay up to do these things because... it took me, what normally takes me about an hour and a half, took about 4 hours yesterday. And I did probably 10 less videos than I'm used to doing too. So we'll see what happens. But I got to make a comment. Normally it's like, what the hell, normally I say whatever the hell I feel like saying. So I'm not going to say normally I wouldn't say this. But I don't know, man. I think yesterday was National Asshole Day in our Facebook group. I don't know what the hell happened in there yesterday. It was just like, I was on a plane, and my wife managed the Facebook group, and I guess maybe she just doesn't see this, because I delete it all the time. But it's like, come on, guys. It's like, come on. It's like, how freaking hard is this? It's a Facebook group about sports betting. It's like, once in a while, someone will post a funny thing, or someone will post something. I mean, when somebody passes away, okay, either you say nothing, or you say, that's a tragedy, or you say whatever. You don't start screaming. You don't start typing rapist, rapist, rapist. You don't start doing stuff like that because what you're going to do is offend people, okay? And that's not what it's about. I say things that might bother people or whatever, and I will call a rapist, and I'll call a choker or whatever. But when someone passes away, and it's a tragedy the way they pass away, and it's not like they were 100 years old and had Nazi war crimes or something. It's everyone makes mistakes in life, and whether you're willing to forgive those mistakes or not willing to forgive those mistakes at a certain point, that's up to you. But to vomit that all over my Facebook group or our Facebook group, right? Because that's what we call it, right? Our group is what it's called, right? It's called our group. It's bullshit, man. And it's absolutely unacceptable. And I swear, man, it's like, I don't agree with everything that Kobe did in his personal life. I don't. But I'll tell you one thing, man. I think that the rest of his life after he realized he made these mistakes, and hey, he got caught or whatever the case may be, right? He lived every day of his life to atone for those mistakes. And at a certain point, you got to say, you know what? The guy at least did the best that he could do. And if you can't do that, well, then you hold it within yourself. It's not like a Aroldis Chapman who's never had a second of remorse about choking his pregnant girlfriend, right? It's not like that. I mean, I've made mistakes too, and I've said things and done things. Hey, I've said things about people and whatever, and I've called people names. I'm a name caller, right? I am a name caller, right? I'm a name caller. That's my thing. I've gone to therapists who have told me why I'm a name caller. I know why I'm a name caller, I know why, But that's what I do. I call people out, and it's like I think before I talk, and that's just part of it. But anyways, man, I just want to say that that's absolute bullshit to bring that type of stuff into our Facebook group. I think it was a tragedy. I don't agree with rape. I don't agree with any of that stuff. I think at a certain point, he's done his time, you know? And that wasn't the time or the place to do it, man. I'm not going to allow it. We don't allow religious, we don't allow racist, and I'm not going to allow hate or any of that stuff, man. It's not what we're about. Also, the other stuff, I mean, that's in the Facebook group, the same crap. If you're looking for a sport, if you have a problem with a ticket on your sports book, like they graded it incorrectly or something, call your fucking sports book. Seriously, man. You think someone in our Facebook group is going to give you a better answer as to why your ticket was graded incorrectly or why a bet was graded right or wrong than someone at your sports book? I mean, seriously. Why would you ask that? When you got a number and you got customer service, I mean, what can we possibly do to fix your ticket? All it does is create these promotions. Oh, try this sports book, try this sports book. What that is a violation of the rules, and whoever does that, right, we throw them out of the group immediately. Block and ban, right? So why would you do that? I just don't understand it. And then, of course, you know, the normal stuff, it was like on the Tulsa game, right, I had the over or something. And it's like, you know, when I lose, you know, I suck. When I win, I got lucky, right? It's like, whatever, man. Chris, what do we got in the NHL? I mean, I like I said, I had to say something. It's Monday. I'm always crabby on Mondays anyway. I'm traveling. My whole time schedule's off. But I don't know what the hell happened yesterday in our Facebook group. It was just like the lid came off, you know?
Yeah, it's like people knew you weren't there. So
No, because the whole Kobe thing, and then it's like, I don't go into other people's Facebook groups, and I am a member of other Facebook groups. You don't see me going in there violating one of their rules, you know, ever. It's like, what the hell? DM me for pics. It's like, how about you get your own group and you ask people to DM you? It's like, what the hell, man? All right, man. Chris, let's get to NHL. I'm sick of talking. I think I've said my piece here. If anyone has any disputes with it, my email is mitch@pickdogs.com, and we can talk about it, but I'm pretty unswayable about it, man. Ridiculous. We got the Capitals and the Canadians. The Canadians are plus $1.05. What do you think here, Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way of sports knowledge. I'm gonna take a shot with Montreal at the plus money here. I know one guy doesn't make a team, but Alex Ovechkin's gonna sit out for Washington after skipping the All-Star game with a mandatory 1-game suspension. And it's a little funny to me that the line's minus 125 with how good Washington's been on the road. I'll take a shot with Montreal at plus 105 here.
Rod?
Give me Washington. Washington, they rested some players off this break. Obi took a break for a reason. They're going to come back the second half and be focused. They want to win another cup. Obi wants another cup. Hands down. Give me Washington money line, and I like the puck line. Just like the spread knowledge is.
Senators, Devils. We're going to have to go quickly because you got to go. So we're going to really go quick. We're on the express train today. Senators, Devils. The Senators have 1 win in their last 10 games. The Devils, 4 wins. We got 5 combined wins in 20 games. So, I don't know. This is kind of like that Knicks-Nets game yesterday. What do you think? Rod?
For me, I'm looking at this game. Ottawa's 1-6 their last 7 at home after that crazy start of being unbeatable. Well, they're 1-6 their last 7 at home. And New Jersey's look New Jersey money line. They can beat Ottawa at home.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to not go near this game, but I'll go Ottawa at minus 130. I'm not trying to go near New Jersey with their goaltending issues right now. Blackwood's back, but Corey Schneider's still in the mix, and that's not somewhere I want to be, so I'll take Ottawa at minus 130.
And then we got, we'll go one more in the NHL. Cashville up against the Leafs. 59% of the bets here on Nashville. the Leafs, as we headed into the break, were one of the hotter teams. I don't know, man. Personally, I think Nashville's been a dog this year. I like the Leafs here. How about you? How about you, Rod?
I look at this game. The reason why that people are jumping on Nashville, Toronto, the last 2 games against Nashville have scored 0 goals. Nashville has outscored them 7-0 in their last 2 games. And for me, this Leafs team still has no defense. So give me Nashville. I'm going to take Nashville on the money line.
Yeah, I'm still going to stick with the homer pick. I'm going to take Toronto at plus money. Nashville, yeah, they've shut Toronto out the last couple games. The problem is Nashville's not a great team overall right now. Maybe the All-Star break helped. But side by side, even with a lesser defense, I think Toronto's the better team. So I'll take Toronto at plus money here.
Let's go to the NBA. It's going to be a crazy week in the NBA, I think, with the whole Kobe thing. And then, of course, tomorrow is the trade deadline thrown in on top of this. Once again, our hearts, prayers, wishes, any of that stuff go out to Kobe's family and, his surviving daughters. I mean, it's terrible. We lost Kobe. They lost their father. It's like, it's hard to put a thing on that. I lost my father when I was young, so it's like, it's hard for anyone that hasn't had that happen to possibly understand it. And it's like the way that I went through it and the way they go through it is going to be totally different. But how people can react to this situation the way some people in our Facebook group did. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. Anyways, speaking of the Cavaliers, +7 here against the Pistons. I really hate the Cavs this year. Chris, what do you think? Cavs stinking up the joint pretty badly. The Pistons are really hard to bet on too because they're sellers. So, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to still lay the points with Detroit. I'm not sold on Cleveland at all, and I think if Detroit wants to get anything back for guys like Andre Drummond or anyone else who's on the trade block, they've got to play well to show some value. So I'll take Detroit and lay the 7 points.
Rod, any opinions here?
I would lean Detroit, but I'm definitely not betting this game. But I would lean Detroit if you give me a free bet to bet. I would take Detroit here.
All right, the Heat playing the Magic. The Heat haven't been all that special lately, but still 31-14 in the season, 20-2 at home, 15-6-1 against the number at home. This Magic team has been a little underestimated, but lately they've kind of fallen back to where a lot of people have them anyway. Any thoughts here? I lean to the Heat, but I don't love them as much as I've loved them at other points this season. Chris, quickly.
Yeah, the world's on Miami. I'll take a shot on Orlando to keep it close.
Rod?
I'll take Miami here at home.
Any reason why the Spurs are only 2-point favorites at Chicago? The Spurs haven't been as good recently, but they've played against a lot better teams recently, and we saw the Spurs make a nice run, but that run they've kind of come off of it in their last 2 games. But losing to Phoenix might have been not a great loss, but the loss against Toronto at home, I think that's forgivable. We've seen losses to Atlanta and Miami, wins against Miami, a win against Phoenix, and the Bulls have been super inconsistent. They've played hard. They've won 2 of their last 3, but I think if you play the Cavs and the Timberwolves every game, you're going to have wins, and they've won 3 of their last 5, and 2 of those are against the Cavs. So it's if you play teams like that, but the Bulls have been kind of on a win one, lose one run for quite a while. They won last time out. So just nothing here makes sense for just a 2-point line, at least as far as I'm concerned, for the Spurs. Rod, any thoughts?
I think the reason for the line is because the Spurs haven't done so well in Chicago. I don't think they won a game last year. Were they 0-6 their last 6 in Chicago? But if you look, Chicago has not won back-to-back. They haven't won 2 games in a row all year. They win one, they lose one, they win one, they lose one. Give me the Spurs here at that low number.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'll go Spurs as well, even with the long road trip.
Go to college hoops. We're just going to hit on a couple of the marquee games. NC State taking on North Carolina. North Carolina has been kind of a dumpster fire this year. NC State, model of inconsistency. But this is the Battle of Tobacco Road. This is a rivalry game. The Wolfpack only -5.5 here, and only 40% of the public on NC State as well. Seems to be some heavy leaning here on Carolina. I think a lot of the data points to Carolina here, and that's why we have that going in that direction. Any thoughts on this one, Chris?
Yeah, when the line first came out, I leaned towards North Carolina just because I think they're going to play, I want to say with a chip on their shoulder, but they know they've put themselves in this situation. I think they want to show that they're better than how they've played lately. And in a rivalry game, I think that's where it's going to sort of be amplified. So I'll take North Carolina plus the 5.5.
Yeah, about some of these comments, it's like, I'm not surprised, and I know this is the internet and whatever, but it's like, I'm just saying, in our group, it's unacceptable. And it's always going to be unacceptable, and it's not something that I stand behind. And I just want to make it clear, because my name is on the group. I want to make it crystal clear. It's not something that's okay with me.
It wasn't okay with me either, because I blocked 2 people yesterday because of that crap. Sorry. I seen it on your post, and I'm like, I want nothing to do with you. That's just disrespect. Somebody's passed away, and whatever they've done in the past is their past. They're show some respect. The guy's dead. Like, man, brutal. I like North Carolina here too. I'm not backing this hit. Up and down NC State games. In North Carolina, they look pretty half decent playing their last game.
Iowa against Wisconsin. Road has been hell for Big Ten teams, but the Badgers have 2 road wins in the Big Ten this season. 7-3 in their last 10 games, just 12-8 on the season. The Hawkeyes 8-2 on the season, 7-1-2. We've seen them knock down some giants at home. 14-5, appear to be headed to the NCAA tournament, but they need wins in games like this to make sure that they get it done. Rod?
Yeah,
I like Iowa here -6. I think they can get it done against the Badgers.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm on Iowa as well. They've been solid at home, so I'll take the Hawkeyes and lay the points.
Oklahoma State looked really good last time out against Texas A&M, but one thing we have to remember about Oklahoma State, and this is something that I said a lot in those Saturday videos, was certain teams have looked good at a conference and not so great in the conference. And Oklahoma State was really one of those teams that before the conference play started, they were actually doing really well. They're just 2-6. This is where you look at those last 10 games, the thing that, that is a statistic on just about every betting statistic site out there, last 10 games. So now we're into conference play, and we're at the point where that last 10 games, the bulk of those games are in conference now, or at least enough of those games are in conference where we can start to see the shift or non-shift between these teams. So Oklahoma State, they're 2-6 in their last 8 games. What that tells me is that, and they're 10-9 on the season. What that tells me is that they're pretty good at a conference, and we saw it again against Texas A&M. But in conference, they've been getting smacked around. So Kansas, who's smacked around an opponent or 2 this season, comes into town. The lines drop from 9 to 7.5. 60% of the public on the Cowboys. The world here on Oklahoma State in this one. I love Kansas. How about you guys? Chris?
Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Kansas as well.
All right.
I think it's at least a double-digit game.
Let's head back to the ice. Go back to Tampa Bay visiting Dallas. We have a really light line here for a Lightning game, only -141. What can you really say? Both these teams have been pretty hot heading into the break. Sometimes the break is good for teams. Sometimes the break is bad for the teams. I don't know how good it was for the Stars, who kind of seemed to really have it going. And the Lightning, of course, were -300 at times, heading into the break. Of course, you can't play the Red Wings every day, but, they do it. But anyways, yeah, you can think whatever you want about Kobe. Believe me, there are people that are out there that if something happened to them, I wouldn't be rushing out to say how sorry I feel, for their passing or troubles or things like that. But I wouldn't publicly say that, that how I feel about them or whatever, I just wouldn't. I'll say it now before anything happens to them. I'll say it to their face is what I'll do. Anyways, what do you think here, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot with the value at Dallas plus 120. I like the Lightning, but I just think that, Dallas is playing well at home. I think you could make a case for either side, but I want to be on the side with the value, so I'll take Dallas plus 120.
Blues and Canucks?
Yeah, I like Vancouver at plus 110 here. I mean, I know Rod. It's a big Binnington backer after Binnington struggles in a game, but Vancouver's been lights out at home. They've won 8 straight at home, so I'll take Vancouver plus 110.
And I'll take the Blues. Blues are 7-2-1 last 10 against Vancouver. Binnington, yeah, just like I said, this Blues team's gonna give me the Blues.
Sharks and Ducks, Rod?
I like this one, and I'm gonna take a shot with the Ducks here. I'm not laying minus 130 with the Sharks here. I'm gonna take a shot with the Ducks. Ducks won their last 2 games going to the All-Star break, and they got way better defense than the Sharks do. So I'm gonna take a shot here with the Ducks.
Kings and the Timberwolves, Rod?
I don't like this Minnesota team at all, but I don't like. Give me the Kings here.
I mean, these are 2 bad teams.
Oh yeah.
16-29 faces 15-31. Not exactly,
Star-studded.
These aren't exactly. This is. I don't know. I think both these teams have been big disappointments.
Yep.
Chris, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I like Sacramento plus 3. Minnesota at home just isn't an option for me.
Sacktown for Chris. We got Thunder versus Mavericks. I don't know. I like this Thunder team. I like the Mavericks too, but I liked them a lot better when everyone else didn't like them. So, as most people know, I've been off the Mavericks a lot lately. I've been on the Thunder a lot lately. Chris, what are you on and off?
Yeah, it'll be tough for Dallas on their 3rd game in 4 nights, but they're 12-3-1 as a road favorite in their last 16. I'll take Dallas and lay the point.
Rod?
I'll take OKC and OKC at home here.
Inverse line movement on the Thunder. This is the best game of the day. So the Jazz are 12.5-point favorites against the Rockets. That can only mean that James Harden isn't playing, right? I mean, that's pretty much what that means, that Russell Westbrook and James Harden are not playing in that game. I don't know. I've heard Clint Capella is possibly going to get traded too. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here. This is a stay away for me. How about you guys? Chris?
Yeah. Harden's doubtful and Westbrook's out for rest. So
I want to make it clear, I'm not stressed out about it or anything like that.
No.
I'm just saying I'm just saying it's unacceptable. I'm not stressed. I'm not anything like that. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to throw you out, and it's like you're not the victim. When I throw you out and ban you, you're not the victim, okay? Because this is what happens. Then I throw people out for being, for either trashing me, trashing other people in our group, saying stupid ass things, and then I'm the bad guy, right? I'm the bad guy. It's like, and it always starts with, I don't mean to be disrespectful, right? Or I don't mean to be a jerk. It's like, if you start your sentence like that, if you start what you write like that, to me, that means you're 100% intending to be a jerk, right? It's like, or else you wouldn't be saying it. Anyways, go ahead, Chris.
Oh yeah, I was saying Harden's doubtful. Russell Westbrook's out for rest. I think Utah, with those 2 guys, I think Utah rolls here.
I think Utah would have rolled anyway. Rod, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Utah rolls here too. No, those guys
12.5 is a ton, though. It's a ton, but the Jazz have been playing so well. We'll go back to college hoops. Anything else on the board that you guys like? I know Rod has got to run. We've hit his hard deadline here at 10:30 Eastern time. That's what he told me. He's got to go at 10:30. You know what? Let's just wrap it up. I'm crabby. It's Monday. You got a short schedule anyway. I've been traveling. I didn't sleep, and I mean, look at these damn curtains I'm living with, man, in this hotel room. Like, what the hell is going on? What in the hell is going on over here? In what world is this okay? You tell me.
In the 70s. That totally looks like a 70s shag curtain or something. It's like
ridiculous. Chris, tell us what's going on today.
Okay.
Chris and I are headed to breakfast after this. If anyone wants to join us, just message me.
Yeah. I like Montreal plus 105 against Washington. I like Ottawa minus 130 against New Jersey. I like Toronto plus 101 against Nashville. I like Dallas plus 120 against Tampa Bay. Vancouver plus 110 against St. Louis. And San Jose minus 145 against Anaheim. NBA, like Detroit minus 7 against Cleveland. Orlando plus 4.5 against Miami. San Antonio minus 2 against Chicago. Sacramento plus 3 against Minnesota. Dallas minus 1 against Oklahoma City. And Utah minus 12.5 against Houston. And college hoops, I like North Carolina plus 5.5 against NC State. Iowa minus 5.5. And Kansas minus 8 against Oklahoma State.
Rod?
Okay, NHL. I love Washington today. Washington money line and puck line. I love the Blues today. Blues on the money line. I like New Jersey to get a win in Ottawa. I like Tampa over Dallas. Nashville over Toronto. I like the Ducks over San Jose. NBA. I like the Heat minus 4.5 today. Give me OKC today. Give me the Jazz today. Give me the Spurs. College. I love Kansas today. That's my best bet on the board. Give me Kansas. Iowa minus the 5.5, and North Carolina plus the 5.5. On top 2 plays, I got to go Kansas and Washington on the puck line. Parlay those 2 up.
I gave out all my picks and videos today. You guys have heard my opinion as to what's going on. Here's this hotel room that I'm staying at. It's the Signature. So this is what it looks like. So I was going to do my videos in front of this picture over there. You see there's a little bit of lighting there, and you see I have my light set up. That light stinks. I bought that for travel to see if it would be different. But, yeah, it doesn't really work all that well. So I had to do them against that wall over there. You can see the tripod next to the bed, and the suitcase is unpacked, but it's just sitting there. But this is basically what we're looking at here. And, of course, these curtains, man, these curtains, I have no idea. I mean, what's the thought process here? You know, it's, why don't we go with the off-tan curtain? Seriously. Anyways, I'm going to breakfast with Chris after this. If anyone's in Vegas and they want to go to breakfast with us, in the Strip area or anywhere there, but yeah, but we probably have an hour or so because I got to take a shower and then I got a call to make. But if anyone wants to come to breakfast with us, just hit me up on the messenger, and you're more than welcome to join us. Looks like a porno setup. That's all of my hotel rooms any hotel rooms that I ever stay in always look like a porno setup. People say that all the time, that it always looks like a porno setup because I always have all these lights and tripods and stuff all over the place. And that's, and it's like, especially here, because like I had to put the camera on one side of the bed to shoot against that wall, which was the only lighting I had. The other lighting that I have is in the bathroom. And it's like, so here's the well, it's true. And the better lighting.
I know, because I'm laughing because I stayed there. So
the better lighting that I have, right, is in the bathroom. But the problem that I have here is that I'm afraid of the echo sound. See, I think like here would be a better. But you hear the sound already echoing. It's so echoey in here, but it's a way better lighting, right? I mean, nothing says quality video like a towel rack. How about the people like they have like their Facebook profile? It's like a selfie into a mirror, and you can see like an 8-year-old moldy shower curtain in the background. It's like, I mean, we could do it here. I think this isn't bad.
Alrighty, I gotta fly. Have a good one.
All right, Rod. We'll see it.
That's
What do you guys think of this spot for the videos?
That could work.
Or here against the door. That's not good. That's a bad angle. There's nothing here that's light. You know.
I seriously think they just gave you my room after I left.
They all look exactly the same. They're all. I mean, what do you think if I do them here? I'm not sure. It's like Chris had it like, or I could do it up against this white curtain, right? That might actually even be better. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Just when you think you have all
maybe I'll do it outside. All right, we'll figure it out, guys. Thanks everyone for joining us. I don't know, man. If you have time, write a letter to the MGM signature and say, what the hell's up with those curtains, man? What's the deal? What is the deal? Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Chris, I'll see you for breakfast. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the computer picks.